What is going on, guys and girls? My name's Evolution and welcome yourself to this fine day in Feed the Beast Infinity. Yes, the sun is shining, the skies are clear, it's pretty nice, it's a bit misty up there, but besides that, things are looking good. So, I'm going to start the episode off with a little recap to what I've been doing off camera. First of all, kapow! You can see that I've tidied up out here. Things are looking a little bit nice. I was going to mess around with the pond, but I got a little bit lazy. I got a bit lazy and sidetracked and didn't bother in the end. And when we go in here, I've also reworked the chests. I've organised all our stuff. I got my building materials in here. I just finished smelting some stuff up. But on to the important parts, really. When we go in here, I've got myself this little cool safe by the Carpenter's mod. And I went mining again. And I found myself some diamonds. That's right. You guys can watch me claim my diamonds in the corner of the screen now. I did record it once. I did find multiple pockets of diamonds because I was literally finding 2 or 3 diamonds each time, which sucks. Like, I got trolled 3 times. Usually you find like 6 or 5, but no, I was finding like 1, 2 or 3. So despite finding loads of areas of diamonds, I only got 9 in total, but it's all good. And I got some gold, which is great. I got some redstone, some lapis, and just generally some more copper and tin, all that good stuff. So, I've smelted some of it up, as you can see in my inventory. All organised and ready to rock and roll. So, today guys, what are we going to do? We are going to start getting some power. This is going to be our wall for our machines, I believe. And out back, we got a water source, so put 2 and 2 together. I decided we're going to use the thermal expansion mod. And we're going to start off with some of these machines. The dynamos, the steam dynamo, I think will be best. They require coal to be powered, and they also need to be cooled via water. So we're going to make ourselves an aqueous accumulator, which, let's have a look for this bad boy, and I'll quickly show you guys it whilst we're here. Aqueous accumulator. Okay, yeah, so this bad boy here, what it does, if you get 2 blocks of water, it will actually give you an infinite source of water, and you can then use that to cool your dynamos. And obviously, as I said, the steam dynamos do need cooling, so we're going to get a few steam dynamos on the go. We're going to need aqueous accumulator, and we're going to make some machines as well. So I'm thinking perhaps to make one of these redstone furnaces. I think that would be pretty cool, so we don't have to use, you know, the bog standard classic furnaces like one of these. And most importantly, that catches my eyes, this pulverizer. Because what this pulverizer does is basically, for instance, say you've got, I will give you a nice little demonstration here, guys and girls. Say you've got 1 gold ore, you put it into the pulverizer, so say that's our pulverizer, goes into the pulverizer, and then, here's the magic part, it outputs of the pulverizer, that's our output there, we get 2 of our ores back, and then you smelt it. So basically, you put 1 ore in, it gives you 2 dust, and each dust can be smelted into an ingot. So effectively, you know, you're doubling your efficiency. If you've got a stack of iron, you pulverize that, you've then got 2 stacks of iron. So you can see how it's pretty awesome. It only works with certain things. I know it works with copper, tin, iron, gold. It works with the main stuff. It doesn't work with diamonds and redstone and lapis, things like that. Only really the ores. And pulverizer has a few other uses as well. And apart from that, I think that's about all the machines we really need to worry about at the moment. So I'm going to go ahead, do some crafting, because we've got a lot of stuff to get done. Once I've got all the bits and bobs together, I'll catch you guys back when we construct our awesome piece of work in this corner here. Alrighty then, so welcome back to some Minecraft. As promised, I said that we will return once I've made some progress, and we're pretty much halfway there now. In fact, probably a little bit further. And I just want to quickly highlight, if you look out the back of our building here, we've got this little contraption. This here, our bad boy, is our aqueous accumulator, and what he does is he pulls up water from his surroundings. So you can see we've got 2 water blocks here, and these basically work as infinite water, that is. So if I look in this little bad boy here, you can see it's got 4,000 MB, that's the volume of water, and that's pumping it through these fluid conduits into our steam dynamos. Now if you remember rightly, these are the bad boys that are going to be powering our machines and whatnot for the time being. Reason being, they're steam dynamos, so they produce power via steam. So all you simply need to do is put a piece of coal in there, or anything that's burnable, anything that will burn. So for example, this has a burn time of 1600, whereas the oak wood has only a burn time of 300. So obviously the coal will last a lot longer in the steam dynamo. And you can see that the steam is gradually building up, and there we go. It's just hit its peak there at 4,000, and it will generate its most RF at this point. And then what we're going to do is we're going to hook that up to some machines shortly, and that's how this is going to work. And for those of you wondering why have we got water rhythm, you can see here on our column on the right, this is our water. It's currently set to full, which is good, because if there's not water cool in the steam dynamos, they will go kaboom, which, you know, wouldn't be too good. Not at all. So if we quickly head back indoors, show you guys some other bits. Looks like Ryan's been a bit nosy. Let's have a look. So things have changed a little bit since you guys have been around. I have been exploring. I went mining, and apparently Ryan wants to have a little tour himself by looks of things. I tapped these Crimson guys and got myself a little set of armor and the flag, and just, you know, changed a few things. So in this chest here, I've got my related stuff to the machines and powers. I've built the 3 basic machines that I feel we're going to need. So these are all from the thermal expansion mod. We've got ourselves the redstone furnace. Pretty self-explanatory. It's a furnace which is going to run off its the RF power. We've got a pulverizer, which I explained previous earlier on this episode. And also I thought the sawmill was rather, you know, necessary. It's sort of these are the 3 basic machines I feel we need. The sawmill will turn 1 log into 8 planks, I believe, as opposed to the 4 that you'd usually get by crafting it. I'm pretty sure it's 8, maybe it's 6, I'm not entirely sure. I've also got some few other bits and bobs regarding this, and also I'm working on making a leadstone energy cell, so we can actually store our power, and in fact, if needs be, we can move the leadstone energy cell from place to place. So the only thing that's holding me back now, guys, obviously I've got this nice little setup. We have our 3 steam dynamos, which we will just fill up with a material here. I'm guessing it's probably going to be coal, unless we can find something that might be a bit better. Maybe lava. What's the burn time on lava? So, wow. Lava burns for 20,000 compared to 1,600. So my maths are pretty bad, but I'm pretty sure about 13 pieces of coal is equivalent to 1 lava, if I'm correct. So we're going to fill these 3 up. So these 3 are going to be pumping away and producing power for our machines, which should be more than, you know, more than enough for the time being. Considering we're only going to have these 3 guys going, maybe a few others, who knows. So I'm going to get some more crafting done. I need to currently set up ourselves some energy conduits, I believe. Conduit, let's have a look. Yeah, so we're going to need some of these guys. Max out at 640, part of the Ender IO mod. That should be fine. Don't think it's holding me back. I've got the conduit binder, but I need to make some conductive iron, which to actually do so, we need to get some redstone and iron in an alloy smelter. So that's holding me back a little bit. It looks like we're going to have to make ourselves an alloy smelter, which, as you can see, is lots of fun games, tons of crafting and whatnot. And before we quickly just snap over to later on in this episode, I'll quickly just go over the crafting recipe. So the 3 basic machines I've chosen from thermal expansion are, number 1, the pulverizer. Most obviously important for the efficiency side of things with ores. Quite simple. You need to make one of these machine frames, which is basically iron, one of these tin gears, and a bit of glass. And apart from that, you just need a bit of flint, some copper gears. They're quite basic. The redstone reception coils, gold and redstone, nice and standard. And last of all, a piston. Again, pretty easy to do, along with the flint, of course. Next up, we've got ourselves a sawmill, which again, they all seem to use these machine frames. So the machine frame for this one, exact same recipe, tin gear, 4 iron, glass. We've got ourselves an iron axe, some wood, some copper gears again, and one of these reception coils once again. You can see the similarities going on here, guys. And last of all, we got ourselves the furnace. I can't remember what it's called now. Let's have a look. The redstone furnace, that's the one. Once again, machine frame, blah, 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 blah. Just we've got bricks and some redstone placed on the top. And we're also working on getting ourselves an energy cell, the leadstone ones. But there's a few, you know, drawbacks of that as well. It looks like I'm missing machinery to craft the relevant resources that we're going to need. So I'm going to do a bit more discovering, maybe a bit more iron, bit more mining, and a bit more discovering in the meantime. And I will catch you guys back shortly. Hello guys, and welcome back to some Minecraft. So, I'm proud to say, and very glad as well, that we're at our final stages now to set up our power. So obviously earlier we were speaking about making the energy conduits, which is what we need to connect our steam dynamos here to the machines in my chest. We're going to make some of these energy conduits, just the lowest output ones, nothing too major at the moment. We don't need no high output, we're not going to be producing enough. So, we needed some conductive iron, and that was where I got stuck, because I can't make conductive iron because you need an alloy smelter. And an alloy smelter needs RF to power it, and I didn't have either of them. I didn't have any RF power, and I did not have an alloy smelter. So, I've gone away, and thanks to the Ender IO mod, these are where these machines come from, I've made myself one of these bad boys, the alloy smelters, which is what we're going to use to make our conductive iron in, this pink stuff. And I've also just got a Stirling generator, which produces RF just by powering it with something that can burn, so whether it be wood or whether it be a piece of coal, that'll then, it should, yeah, okay, so it's currently instantly outputting into our alloy smelter, and once the alloy smelter is filled with power, it will then progressively build it up in its own little, you know, storage of power there. So we've got this Stirling generator to power the alloy smelter, so let's go ahead and make ourselves some conductive iron. So to do so, we need some redstone and some iron. So if we put we're going to put 9 in, so 9 redstone and 9 iron in there, and there we go. It's taken a piece of each, and it's doing something. There's a progress bar, 25%, and this should make us a single piece of conductive iron, I believe. Hopefully, with the coal, so you can see obviously the generator's run out now, so it's going to use its power. I don't know if we're going to quite have enough power to keep it going on its own. We might have to put some more coal in the generator. Yeah, so there we go. Look at that. One piece of conductive iron. That's what I like to see. So I'm going to wait for these to smelt away. And I'm going to put some coal in to keep them for the time being. We've only got another 8 to go. And once these are all done, we'll hook everything up and give the machines a little test and a demonstration. Well then, this is the moment that we've all been waiting for, to get some energy flowing through this house. So guys, I've made myself some of them energy conduits. I've got 21. More than enough, I'd imagine. I've got our 3 essential machines that I feel we're going to want, being the pulverizer, the redstone furnace, and last of all, the sawmill. And also, I went ahead and made myself a leadstone energy cell, because the leadstone energy cell actually stores a total of 400,000 RF. So we're going to pump all of our energy into this guy, and then we can pump it out of the leadstone energy cell into the machine. So that way, we've sort of got a backup, and it stores it, and you can also pick the energy cell up and sort of transport it. So it's portable energy technically. So without further ado guys, I've already set up the 3 on the top, so I've just put them on top of the dynamos. You can see there we've got 3 conduits, and we're just going to simply place, I guess we should have the sawmill. I'll just double check that's connected. Yep, that looks pretty good to me. And then besides that, we're going to want ourselves the pulverizer and then the redstone furnace. So I just need to double check all the settings are all okay, but it looks pretty good to me. What we're going to do is we're going to leave the output for the side to go into the furnace like so. There we go. Awesome. Alright, and we got the sawmill. So let's get this power. We're going to put our energy cell there, and if I quickly just run outside, we can set this up real quickly. So we'll have the power running from here. We'll just have it running outside, just like that. Brilliant. Alright then. Let's take ourselves inside, give these dynamos some power, and see what happens. Fingers crossed, nothing goes boom. No, I'm only kidding guys, everything will be fine. It's actually going to be a bit of a pain to put the coal in this side, I think. What we're going to need to do, if we run all the way back outside, I can see this being a little bit of a problem. I'm going to have to make like a little access point, aren't I? If we put, I don't know, 5 in each one, that should be more than plenty. Okay, so the water's going down, but it seems to be refilling at a sustainable rate. And we want to make sure that's being refilled. Yep. Looks good to me. Yeah, it seems that, you know, the dynamos are producing power. It looks like it's been outputted instantly into the machines at the moment. But in fact, by looks of things, they're all filled up now, which is looking good to me. We're just going to pop an extra coal in there just to keep these guys running. Let's quickly run indoors and have a look. But this is the basic setup that we're going to be using for the time being. As I said, I think we've got the essential machines we're going to need. Look at this. So the leadstone energy cell is now filling up with some energy. These guys are fully powered. That's what we like to see. So let's do a bit of testing. Let's put a bit of copper in here. It's pretty fast as well. Look at that. So 1 copper ore turns into 2 pulverized copper, and then that should instantly go into the redstone furnace, and boom, smelted ourselves 2 copper ingots. Just how I like it. Nice. Okay, and we'll test the sawmill out whilst we're here. Let's quickly grab, do we have some logs? I'm sure we do somewhere. There we go. Got an individual log here. Brilliant. Alright, so put the oak wood in, and we're going to get 4 or 6 planks. 6. And that's currently outputting into the pulverizer by looks of things. I might need to, yeah, I'm going to have to change the configuration. But nonetheless, we get 6 wooden planks instead of 4 from a log. So, you know, that's 50% more. Not quite as good as the whole pulverizer setup, because that effectively doubles your production rate, doesn't it? Because 1 ore turns into 2 ingots, basically. But, you know, I think they're going to be pretty useful. And don't forget, there are other machines we can make within the thermal expansion mod, which we will be sure to obviously visit in the future. I'll just have a quick look. So we've got the induction smelter, which is definitely one to add. The magma crucible is pretty useful. The fluid transposer, the igneous extruder. Yeah, so we're definitely going to obviously invest in these machines shortly once we need them. But for now, you know, this looks pretty good. I'm going to make some nice little cupboards to hide up all the wiring and make everything look pretty again. And I hope you guys enjoyed today's episode. If you did, please hit that like button. I'd greatly appreciate the support. And if you haven't already, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. And I will catch you guys in the next one.